Hello, and welcome back to Grinds My Gears. So, last time we had rebuilt red, green, and military. Got them all running. And then, of course, we'd finished the episode, and I was wandering around doing between episode tidying jobs. Realised I had an extra lane of copper lying around, and that my build had spread massively sideways. So between episodes, what I've basically done is ripped up the builds and stuck them down so that there's one component stacked behind the other. So for green science, we do the red potions, then we do the inserters, and then the green liquid and green bottling. Right. This was shifted over about 8 tiles to the right. The turrets and ammo were already together, but I've moved the liquid and potions below it. So the upshot is that we have shortened our bus by, well, about this much, give or take, which now brings us much more in line with the smelters which are feeding this, and you can now see the extra copper smelter. This smelter is only pulling partially because we're only partially using this and this. You can see these belts are... The red-green belt is backed up. If the red-green belt was pulling, then this copper, I think, would be fully used up. Okay, so everything is fairly well ratioed. I did a bit of belt shenanigans. This copper is feeding into both the red build and the red-green build. This iron here is split. So some of it goes into the green build to make the axes. And then a bit extra tops up the ammo. Then we put a full line into turrets with the extra going into ammo. The reason for this is you can see here we're pulling a full line here. Yeah. So we're pulling a full line out of this. 0.8 goes into there, 0.4 goes into there. We pull the extra 0.2 from here. Okay. Now this whole build is working not ideally because we need some inserter bonuses, but there you are. Right, what can we do? So we have oil, but that's behind orange. So let's do another bullet upgrade. Oh, if I just flip out to map, this is our world currently. We've got some natives here. If I put my pollution cloud on, you can see the pollution is out to about here. So we're not quite at the point where we need to panic, but any moment now I will need to run around and start putting down some border defences. Okay, and maybe run around myself around the perimeter. Right. So this build I think is broken because it doesn't have enough capacity for copper. That's better. Oh, and the other thing was, in the first attempt at this, the iron was on the outside, the steel half belt was on the inside. That's the wrong way around. These things pull lots of iron. It needs to be close by. Again, these are browning out occasionally because we don't have the stack inserter bonuses. However, normally they're straightforward, right? Stack inserter bonus type stuff comes quite early. Let's see if we can find it in the incredibly long list of researches. No, I can't see it, but it's somewhere behind logistics. Yeah, so you have to do logistics, which has orange, red, green, orange. Then to get this, you need red, green, orange, blue. And you have to have done all the oil stuff. Okay, so it's going to take a while before we can do stack inserters, and therefore a while until we have the inserter bonus. But we will live with it until then. Okay. At the moment, this ammo is all being pulled off. But what I am going to do is the usual thing of boxing these up with a couple of filter inserters. Do I need that? No, that's surplus to requirement for now. Alright, so a couple of filter inserters. Put them both that way. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so we have a steel chest which is going to be filled up with piercing ammo. Okay, then this one is gun turrets. I'm going to cap that to 2 stacks. There we are. Okay, so that's rattling along. So we need to make orange potions now. Let's start at the back. So orange potions. They need orange fluid, which needs green fluid. Okay, so transport belts is the wrong thing. We need items per second. Okay. Let's start with 4, see how that... Okay, I'm in deficit now, so this is going to be another 4 build. And my plan at the moment is to yo-yo between things which involve military and things that involve orange. Alright, so... this reckons we have not quite enough potion. Right, why is this... Oh, it's the ammo. And the ammo is out because the copper is out, and the copper is out because... Let's see if we can work it out. Oh, because it's a broken copper build. Okay, so is there a quick fix for that? Yes, there is. We happen to have a handy copper build here which isn't broken. I've put I don't need the split, do I? I can sort that out later. Okay, and prioritize input from the top one. That will backfill it. Okay. Okay, that's in credit again. And this produces 0.45 items a second. In the military, we are producing 0.6. Okay, let's do that. And see if this goes up to 0.6. Okay. So that'll be 0.6, although not quite, because this won't be running at full speed. Okay, this seems more happy now. We've got more green lights. Oh, we've even collected some ammo. Great. Okay, so this is going to be our build. It's not perfectly ratioed. I don't care. So this needs blue assemblers to work. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's more than enough. So we need to keep this assembler running about half the time to get this out. Now that I've seen that, I am thinking why not make the orange build much bigger. see, because orange is going to be used for all sorts of things. So let's... Right, try again. Okay, so this reckons I'm still slightly under on fluid, but that's fine. Right, we have a very slightly too many of those. This looks like a good build. I like this build. Looks like a good size. Right, to make one of these, you need one of these. Okay, that is it. That looks really straightforward. And it takes in 25 units of green potions. Right, I think we're still good for green potion fluid. So, this requires gears plates and circuits, gears plate circuits. Let's just double check the numbers. So the 9 plates, 5 gears, 3 circuits. 20 plate in half a second. Okay, so I don't know if we can run one of these machines full speed. Alright, let's do just this. Transport belts. So we need 2.2 transport belts of iron just to feed this one machine. Okay, so we need 3.2 to feed both machines. Then we need 1.6 gears and 0.9 of circuits. Do I have 0.9 of circuits? I'm going to max rate the whole build so far and find out what the circuit consumption is. Okay, so we're using 0.6 of a circuits, assuming this is all running. Okay, so that's already enough. Okay, so I think at this point we are going to need a new circuit build, a new gears build. I'm going to have to set that going. I'm not going to be able to run this full speed because it needs more materials than I can feed it, but I'm wondering if we can do something with multiple belts. So if I needed to feed this, just this machine, if I needed to feed this machine 2¼ belts, I could just stub in iron like that. So that would be 2¼ belts you could fit there. This needs 1 fraction belts, so that would be 4. Okay. I'm just thinking of ways we could do this that might work. Right, so we'd have an inserter between those two. Okay, so we have two and a quarter belts coming in. We're never going to be able to move that many items with that inserter, are we? Right. What if we were using the next tier of transport belts? Okay, if we were using red belts, this would be 1.6 belts. This build so far, what's it pulling in gears? Back here, this is consuming 0.6 of gears. Okay, and this, if it was running full speed, would be consuming 0.8 of gears. So if we had a second gear build, then this would still need part of the gear build, but it would leave about 0.4 of a gear build left over. Similarly, it's going to pull not quite half the circuit build, but we're already using more than half a circuit build, assuming this was all running full speed. On the other hand, we can only run this as fast as we can feed it, which... Okay. Okay, let's imagine we had the blue machine. Okay, so we feed it iron both sides. Okay, so that would be throttled for now, but it would, if we have red belts, that would be enough. Okay, I would still need to get in 0.56 of gears. What is that in inserters currently? Okay, 12. No, we just... Alright, this is silly. We're not going to be able to run this at full speed. So let's run it at A speed. Right, we're going to pull in iron here. We are going to pull in a split lane of iron and gears. Sorry, of circuits and gears. Okay. Same thing here. Yeah. So this will not run full speed. It will be as close as we can get it. Right, we will dump this into a single one of these because we can't afford to run more than one. And then this probably won't run full speed. So I think we can run something like, well, let's put down 3, 4, live dangerously. Okay, that's off by a bit. Luckily we have blueprints. Okay, we can flip these around if we want to. Then we need to get, let's just check. Yeah, so we can do what we were doing before. So it's whoops. Okay, so then we need to bring in a line of bottles, and then we're going to take out the final product here. And then we're going to need a, where are we? Underground. There we go. There we are. these pipes the opposite sides. Yeah, we'll do it this way around for consistency. Okay, so this is going to be our build. It is far from perfect, but we need functional right now. Right. So if I was to put this down, somewhere like there would be fine, wouldn't it? Okay, let's rip that up. That's as close as I'm happy to put it. Okay, let's start thinking about this. So this needs to be an iron lane. Now, what's happening with this? This has a fraction of iron. For now we can rob this, but it's going to need a dedicated iron smelter. There we are. Okay, put these lane markers down. Okay, then this needs to be split gears circuits. There we go. So that would be there. Now, normally, to achieve that, I would then use underground from there to there. Okay, and we'd bring the gears in there. Sorry, circuits there. There we go. Okay. I doubt the gears are going to survive this long. Let's take that on. Okay, so let's see. These are going to work very partially. Right, we have some stuff in there. Then I think basically we just take this. That's annoying. That's one square out. That would fit. Okay, so could we achieve that? Can we move the whole of this build over one? So if we took the whole of this, right, and then we get rid of this, this, and this. If we put this down there. Yeah, then that lines up. Okay. This is my life at the moment, moving things over one tile. Okay, then we need to move this back. So if I put down a nuke command for this, then I can put down the blueprint. Okay, so we needed this. Where's the one with the bus on? Yeah, there we are. We needed the one that fitted there. That's it. One over. There we are. Now, of course, that doesn't line up. But we can fix that by adding a single extra there. There we are. Right, come on. How are we doing? Right, this is all built. Great. Now, can I get rid of any stuffs? Yep. And iron. And circuits. Can't get rid of copper. Never mind. Okay, then this needs to come in with bottles. Right. Except where I would come in with bottles is taken up with green circuits. So we need to do it 1 over. Oops. Okay, so if this jumped later, then it could land later. Okay, we can get rid of that. Okay, even later. There we are, we have bottles in now. Awesome, so bottles are now being loaded. Right. I'd like to get a 4th inserter on if I could. Trying to think of how else I can... I can't really. Okay, so we have some orange being made. We'll have to move over, because this is somewhat congested. Okay, so this I want to go onto there. I definitely want it to go on that side. Okay, so is that on? Yes, it is. Right. So a trickle of orange potions, nothing we can do about that till we get red belts. It's also not helped that this is one of those broken builds. Alright, so oil. I have 4 potions that I can dedicate to the researchers. And this gives a chance for the military to start buffering up. We need 100 of them. Wow. Okay, so gears are now running at full speed. Circuits are about 2/3. Let's extend this out. Great. Oil processing is advancing. I'm going to call that. So I'll be back next time. We need to find the next thing we need to do. It's going to be a case of running through a bunch of these researches. I want to fast track cliff explosives, so I will do that critical path because that lets us fix our smelters, which should improve things greatly. Engines would be nice. So engine, then electric engine. That requires all sorts of things. So light blue, dark blue, they're behind advanced electronics, which is behind plastic. Yeah, so it seems like everything's behind oil. Everything we need is behind oil. So I'll be running oil, sulfur, explosives, cliff explosives. That's our shortest path to fixing our perimeter. In the meantime, I am going to go around putting down turrets because I'm worried the neighbours are going to come and say hello in a minute. Alright, well, thanks very much for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.